Hello, everybody. My name is Oscar T. Lewis, and this is
LaShonda Lewis.
And we are on the podcast called
Reaching for Your Marriage.
And on this podcast, this is all about relationships.
Dating, marriage, and everything in between. Stay tuned.
Now, talking about on this podcast, this is something that we really want to discuss with you guys. You know, we got a book that's called Reach for Your Marriage, and we on this podcast is called Reaching for Your Marriage. And for today's podcast, I'm going to roll it back over to my wife, LaShonda Lewis, and tell us how we're going to break it down today.
First of all, we just want to introduce ourselves. Once again, I'm LaShonda Lewis, and we
Ooh.
are so excited. We wrote a book together because we had to reach.
We did. We had to reach. We had to dig down. We had to dive deep in. You know, it's pretty interesting because I'm just thinking about the fact. Well, first of all, my wife and I, we've been married for a minute. You know, now I'm not really for sure how comfortable she's going to be talking about how long we've been married. Of course, we are going to talk about that. I'm not going to reveal her age or anything like that. But I think it's very important that we sort of share our story because I really want other people to understand that, hey, you know, you can do this. It won't be easy, but you can do this.
You just don't want me to talk about it because you have a birthday coming up.
You know something? I do got a birthday coming up. I am very excited about that. Hey, I'm not going to sneeze about getting older because trust me, when you've been through some of the losses and stuff that we've been through, you know, each year that you're alive, it's a blessing. So anyway, love, what are we going to be talking about in this episode?
In this episode, we're talking about opposites attract. So you probably can tell we're a little different. We feed off of each other, we work together, but we're a little different. But it didn't always start out that way. So we are high school sweethearts. We got to take them back to the beginning. We got to take them back to the beginning when in Midland, Texas. We got to take them back to Midland, Texas. I ran track. He ran track. Come on. Go ahead.
You know something? Yeah. Well, hey, we're not actually from Midland. We've been in Midland. We're actually from this small place called Abilene, Texas. That's where we went to high school at. That's where we was born and raised, in Abilene, Texas. Now, the crazy thing is that I went to a high school called Abilene High, Go Eagles, and she went to that other high school.
Cooper Cougars.
Yeah.
So, once again, opposites attract. I'm just saying, Cooper Cougars was the way to go. Come on.
I have to admit, back in the 90s and stuff like that, you guys were dominating. I got to admit
We
that.
were dominating then, and we're dominating now. Okay, go ahead.
But anyway, so moving fast forward. So we met at the district track meet. Now, the district track meet was in Midland, Texas. You know, I had just did the high jump, and you know, I did okay. I got a letter jacket. I think I was a sophomore. Yeah, I was a sophomore, and you know, so I was just chilling, sitting at the bottom of the stairs, you know, just waiting. You know, I was done with my event because I wasn't running or anything like that. So I'm sitting down at the bottom of the stairs, and then all of a sudden I get this tap on my shoulder, and I'm like, "Who's this?" So this girl that actually went to my school, that went to Abilene High, she like, and I never really talked to this girl, so I want you to understand that. So she's like, "Hey." Say, hey, there's this girl up there. She thinks you're cute. I was like, what? And I was like, what? For real? I was like, you know, I was feeling all right. So I was like, okay, where's she at? She's like, hey, just follow me. So we go up the bleachers. So I'm walking up there up the bleachers, and I see this girl from the other high school, this Cooper girl. You know, she had on this hoodie. Her eyes were sort of puffy though, because it looked like she'd been crying. You know, so I walk up there, and then what happened then when you saw me coming? I mean, you can be honest.
You were like literally trying to
admit, you can admit, you could probably just tell everybody, it's like, man, this gorgeous prince is walking up here.
Okay.
That's not
so
what happened?
then he woke up. Okay, so this is what happened. We're in Midland. I am a freshman. I had been on JV all year, but my times were making me to where I could actually go and be in district. So I was excited, but I got too excited. So I got there on the line, and I looked over and I saw the girl from Abilene High who just went to state. She's a senior. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm on the line. and they popped the gun, and so I had that delay. So I was supposed to let her, and that was the worst time I had done in practice, in any track meet. It was terrible. So I was at the top of the stairs at the bleachers. What does that mean? I don't want to be bothered. That's what that means. It means leave me alone. So I'm at the top of the bleachers, and here comes this same chick who comes up and is like, what's up or whatever. And was bawling, crying. It had been raining. So I had my hair in a ponytail, and then I was looking tore up. Wanted to be left alone. She says, hey, is there anybody, asked me, did I mind anybody sitting next to me? And I was like, yeah, whatever. So I didn't say that. I said, sure. So because I was defeated. I was like, sure. Mm-hmm. She sits next to me, and then she's like, she's like, do you see anybody cute? You just happened to be down there.
Oh, I just happened
at
to be
the bottom of the steps. He
Okay.
had his hood on his head, and I said, he kind of looks cute, right? And so
Kind of.
that's exactly what I said. I said, he kind of looks cute. So, like, maybe 3 or 4 minutes later, to my mortification, I was mortified. Here comes her and and him up the steps. And here's the thing, though.
What?
He's not a guy that has game. Like, he doesn't
Oh,
talk. He does not one of those people that spits all his game.
Disclaimer, this is her version. But anyway, keep going. Keep going.
Well, I don't do game. So there you go. If you had game and came spitting all these words, because that's, everybody knows at the track meets that what are the guys trying to do? Get numbers. So there would be like, you must be sore from falling from heaven. It's just stupid stuff.
See, wait, hold on. I'm going to pause right there. So why is it every time that ladies mock men, they always make us sound like we're slow and dumb, blah, blah, blah. Something? Anyway, go ahead.
Okay.
Continue, please. Please, I just wanted to point that out.
So-
man, hey, I feel you guys. Whenever your spouse, your girl, whatever, when they mock you, blah, 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 they always do the same thing. You guys, y'all gonna have to hit me up on that. We're gonna talk about that on another episode. But anyway, go ahead, please.
He says, and this is what did it.
What?
This is why we're sitting here today. He says, he introduced his whole name, government name. He says, hi, my name is Oscar T. Lewis Jr. and your name is, what 17-year-old is doing that? Grabbed my attention immediately. No game. You just introduced yourself to me.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us with this episode. We are excited and delighted that you guys are paying attention to us.
Reach for your marriage. We're so excited. We got a couple things we want to tell you about. First of all, this whole Reaching for Your Marriage podcast was birthed from our book, Reach for Your Marriage.
Now, this book is going to be available on Amazon. So if you can, please support us by getting this book, because this book is for you. It's for your marriage. And also, please make sure to subscribe and also like us, because that would be very beneficial.
On Facebook, Reaching for Your Marriage. We're on Facebook and we're on YouTube, Reaching for Your Marriage. Now, back to the episode.
I did. And I was 16 too, by the way. 16 years old, not 17.
16. Oh, excuse me. I apologize.
Yeah. Get the age right, baby. Get the
okay.
age right.
But age doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, well.
But it does.
Yeah,
Okay.
But it does. All right. But it does. Let's clarify that in most situations.
After he introduced
Yes.
himself, he asked me, could he sit next to me? Did I mind? And I was like, sure. Now, here's another thing.
What?
Because of the fact I had been crying, because of the fact it had been raining, I had no voice. He actually didn't know what I sounded like, because I had literally it was cold outside. It was raining. It was all of the things. So you actually didn't know what I sounded like until you called my mom and left a message on my mom's voicemail.
All right. Okay. So let's hold on. We're jumping around now. Let's keep the timeline. All right. Let's just a little bit farther down.
Okay.
All right. So yes, you're right. So I came up, right? And honestly, I don't even know what happened to that. I remember her name. I ain't gonna say her name out, but I don't even know what happened to her after we got introduced. It's like she sort of disappeared. So it's sort of, in a way, it's sort of like that was like God's angel that connected us, because we
She
probably wouldn't have got
disappeared.
connected.
She got gone.
She got gone. It's like she introduced us and then she was gone. That's the crazy thing about all of this, is that I never talked to that girl. We went to the same school. We rode the same bus. I knew who she was, but other than that, we didn't speak. That's the craziest thing.
Now,
What?
we went to middle school together, never saw each other.
That's true.
We rode the same school bus, never saw each other.
True.
Yes, we were in different grades,
Yeah.
but we never saw each other. There's only one convenience store. Never saw each other. We could have, but we never I had never seen you before.
Okay, going back to the story. All right, so go up there and my version. I could tell that she was just amazed by just my swag.
Y'all
and
noticed that he
everything.
started
It
with my
was,
version.
yeah, my version, my swag. But no, seriously though, I did. I saw this girl. She was sitting there, and she just seemed real sad. And I actually felt, she was cute. I felt sorry for her because I could feel that there was this extreme sadness to her. And
You
I
make
was
me
like,
sound like a puppy.
What? I mean, you did look like a little puppy a little bit. I mean, you were cute. I mean, a little bit. You were cute. I was like, man, well, I can't be throwing out the normal game like, yo, what's up, dog? You're a shorty. I knew that wasn't going
Oh,
to work.
my
I just felt
gosh.
that, and I was like, something. I'm just gonna have a conversation. I'm just gonna talk to her. Forget all these games. I'm just gonna let her know who I am. I want to figure out who she is. Now the thing is once I said my whole name, my whole government name, and I asked you your name,
Oh my God.
then the next thing that came out of my mouth was, "What's your classification?"
I was a freshman. I didn't know what classification. I didn't even know what the ham sandwich you were talking about. I was so embarrassed.
You were.
I was like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what that means.
Now the crazy thing is she kept saying, "Oh my God," the whole time we was having this conversation. She kept going, "Oh my God." She would hide, and she was turning red in the face, and she just was going, "Oh my God." So I thought I was doing something wrong. I was like, "Oh my gosh." I mean, this girl, she's not impressed by me. Which I don't understand why not. Who would not
wow.
be? I'm just kidding. I'm not really like that. But she really was. So anyway, so just sort of fast forward a little bit more. We talked and we made a connection at the track meet. And, and then from there's a whole lot of other stuff that sort of occurred. But we end up connecting at
Well,
that track meet in Midland.
And that's pretty much, that is our go-to story. Like,
Right.
that's actually how everything got started with between the two of us.
Exactly.
What's also crazy is I could have gotten absolutely killed by my mom because she didn't play about any of that. I actually wrote down my real phone number and so the girls on my track team beat me up. I got tore up. They put me down in the school bus and was douche in my leg because they were like, "You do not give out your phone number." So anyway, I gave out my real phone number and he called and left a message on the voicemail.
I did.
And yeah. So here we are, rival schools. You
Yeah,
called.
I did.
My mom says,
I didn't know.
Some little boy has left a message.
Hey, it's sort of one of those things to where, hey, I didn't know. Well, first of all, now these are perceptions, right? So, in Abilene High, Cooper, what you have to understand about Abilene is back then the north side was considered the poor side, and the south side was considered to be the more uppity, richer side, right? Now, of course, all of that is totally wrong now that I'm grown and I know better. But back then, I didn't know. So I assumed because she went to Cooper, because she went to the south side, I assumed that it's like, oh, man, she must got some money, right? And growing up...
No.
Right. But see, growing up in my household, we were... Well, no, we wasn't very rich, right? Well, not at all. We were struggling for real. So the fact that she actually had a voice recording, or what is it called? A voice? What is it?
Really? It's
Yes.
a voicemail.
Voicemail, right. So, we didn't have that. I had never seen anything like that before. So I called and I heard that. It's like, oh man, she got money. So I could leave a message. So I got excited. So that's why I left you that message, because I thought it was the proper thing to do.
So here comes my mom. So there's some little boy that's left a message. Who is this? And I was like,
Yeah,
But
so
she actually let me call you back. Now, I know that this sounds like we are back in way back, but this is 95. This is 92.
90-ish, whatever.
92, 93.
Yes.
So this
yes.
is when all of this is happening. And
Yes.
it's so much in technology has changed. People don't know anything about payphones and all of that.
Yeah.
So I went to the payphone and I gave him, you had your own phone. I didn't have my own phone. You had your own phone in your room.
I did.
I had a payphone. I had to give you the phone number to the payphone.
Well,
so you
see,
could call me.
I didn't realize how broke you were until a little bit later. you know. But no, I didn't know. I didn't know. I assumed that you guys had money, but I was wrong.
You absolutely assumed she was a single parent. She was a single mom.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
We lived in an apartment and you had a house.
Right. Well, see, and this is some of the differences of sort of how we grew up. There was a lot of assumptions and stuff that I made, initially about her situation, just not really even knowing her. Like, for instance, like the fact that she was coming from a single parent home, and I grew up. My parents, both of them, before they passed away, they had been married for over 40 years. So I grew up in that type of environment, and she didn't come from that. So our situations were different. We was raised differently. So that perspective, sort of caused us to be a little bit opposite in some ways. Now, at the time, we didn't know that, because initially when I found out that this girl, she liked jazz and stuff like that, because my age during that time, the kids, it was about rap and stuff. I like all of that, right? Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I had a heart for like jazz, smooth music, chilling music. And then I found this chick and she liked that too. So automatically I'm like, man, she's just like me. She liked jazz. So I assumed that she was going to like everything else that I liked.
Wrong.
Yeah, I was wrong, but I didn't know that at the time.
So many things we thought were alike. And we were like, I was like this, wow. What I didn't realize is a lot of the things that I was seeing in you are things that I needed, things that were missing. And so that was so blaring, like, wow, this guy, he's such a great listener. I learned that listening is different now in marriage.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, see, hey, okay, to defend myself, I am a great listener.
Okay.
At that time, for that moment, I was, But, of course, as we've been married, and we've been married for some years, we've been married for almost 30 years now.
Oh, you're ready to tell it now?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Yeah, well, that's important.
Okay.
That's important because I need people to understand. My wife and I, we have been married for almost 30 years. And, we started very young. And there's a lot of different stuff that we've been through and still going through. Mm-hmm. Because just because you say, I do, does not mean that you stop doing. As a matter of fact, once you say I do, that's when you start doing and keep doing because it never stops. Because I want to make sure that all of you guys understand that.
That was pretty good.
It was, wasn't it?
Come on,
man,
do it.
Man, look at that. I'm getting a compliment. I'm going to take that. But no, seriously, though, all of that's very important. Because we learned some things about each other. And we're still learning new things about each other because as you get older and go through life, you're not the same person that you were way back when. Heck, you're not even the same person that you were last year. So it's sort of like if each year you're married to somebody different because you're different.
To some degree, it is. There's a growth. There should be growth. We should, but as individuals and as a couple, we should actually see those. So, that song says we started from the bottom, now we're here.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
For real. Like, we really were in this thing. But it was very interesting because at one point, we really did think at the beginning that we oh my gosh, I found somebody who gets me, who understands me. Because I'm a little different. Like he was saying about the whole jazz. I love jazz and gospel. But I was a church girl.
Oh,
and somebody else was a heathen.
So there goes a difference right there. She was a church girl. I was not a church boy. No. Hello, everybody. Once again, thank you very much for joining us with this podcast. And there's something else I want to talk to you guys about. We have this merch right here talking about reaching for your marriage. This is going to inspire some conversation that's talking about marriage. And we really want to bring marriage to the forefront.
Because let me tell you, when you wear that shirt reaching for your marriage, you're making a declaration to others. And once again, it's going to be all about some good conversation and dialogue. We would love it if you would join us on our Facebook page, Reaching for Your Marriage, as well as on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. Now,
back to the episode.
There you go.
So now I don't want you to think that I'm the one who caused you to backslide, because, well, maybe I did a little bit. But
because we had a whole kid at 17. What do you mean?
Okay, all right. Well, see now you're jumping forward in the story a little bit.
I'm just saying, I got to put it out there. Okay, right. I didn't do that by myself. It's not
that's
osmosis.
True. That's true. Teenage parents. Okay, yes. So some of that had to do with me. The other half had to do with you. So hey, it's not like the Holy Ghost came down. And,
This is not a Mary story.
No, this is not a Mary story. Not at all. It's not a Mary story. But But once again, so yeah, that's another part of the opposite type of thing. So now, yes, sure, I grew up in a, I'm gonna put quotation marks, a more stable childhood home, but my family really wasn't into church like that. Well, my dad had the totally the opposite of church. He was like, nah. My mother, she started going to church a little bit later in her years, but my wife, nah, she was a full grown church girl. My father was a minister, and all of that. And anyway, I'm not gonna tell you a story. You tell that part of the story.
Yes. So I grew up in church. Like that was my foundation. That was my rock. And those are things that you said that you really admired because your mom was, at the time that I met her, was absolutely Bible carrying,
She was.
scripture quoting, and she was going to pray it down.
She did.
So
She was.
that's what I saw from you. And once again, being such, you were empathetic. Your mom was sick and she had seizures and
She
there was
did.
a lot of times that you had to really support her. So talk
Right.
about that.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, that was one of the times. My mother, she had got injured at work when I was younger, so she really
Like
wasn't.
8, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I was in elementary. So of course my father he had to keep working. So a lot of times it was me and my little sister. I had a younger sister. She was 5 years younger than me. So I had to sort of look after my mom while my father was at work, and because every now and then she would just have these real bad seizures, and so I would have to take care of her, and that caused me to be a lot more sensitive and a lot more patient with a lot of different people in general. So that sort of helped to sort of shape my personality some. In
And
dealing with
because
that.
of that gentleness, because you're always very gentle
Uh-huh.
during that time and understanding, and you supported, but your support was by your presence. And
Right.
because I remember I didn't have that,
Right.
the fact that your presence meant something. I don't think people understand the gift of presence, because you
Mm-hmm.
don't. But not necessarily having that in my life and not having that regular male in the home at that time was really big.
Man, you're right. You're right about that. Man, this is fun because I'm like fall all in love with you. It's like something.
Whatever.
No, it's not because you give me stuff. I'm like, oh, really? But no, no, seriously though, presence it does matter because it's more than just about what you're saying. I mean, you got to be there, and you have to be engaged, and you got to be emotionally open as well because that's very important. And you're right, not really having a male in the home, because at that point, I think of course your parents were divorced, and so it caused it to be a little bit different for you. So once I came in and you saw that, there was another way that you thought I was just amazing.
Well, having things like you just being so invested by like asking questions. One, because that's one thing you were good at, but you were like into it, like, really checking in with me. I didn't have anyone to check in with me. My check in was, did you get these dishes done? Did you vacuum the floor? Did you do your homework? Did you take care of your sister? That's the kind of check ins, is dinner done? Did you get that started? But somebody actually asking me, how was your day? And then you kind of give like a very surface answer, like, oh, it was good. And you're like, okay, so like, what happened today? Like, was it a good day? Was it a bad day? What challenges? You asking me, you were real deep back then. And that actually just was intriguing to me because of the types of questions that you would dig and you would ask. It would be like, he really cares. Like you're asking me like what different things happened throughout my day. What were highlights? That's what it was. You would say, like, what are highlights today? Like, did you have anything good that happened? Was there anything like anybody tripping or anything like that? And I was like, who talks like this? So we had really good conversation.
Ooh, I'm gonna put my hand up. So, wow, you're reminding me of that. Okay, so I need to take that back out of the vault. Because to be honest,
You need to take
Well,
that
hold on.
back out of the vault.
Hold on. Hey, I've been open. Hey, we've been married for almost 30 years. There's some things you forget about, right? So there was the line of questioning. Okay. Thank you
Without
for reminding
feeling
me.
like you're being interrogated.
Okay.
That's a difference.
That is a difference. It
You
is
can
a
ask
difference,
people
right?
questions and have genuine concern.
True.
But you can also get to where you ask so many questions where the person feels like they're having a police interrogation. That's where it switches. But you had genuine concern, and you would allow me to be able to share, And when you could tell that something was bothering me, we spent time. You wanted to know how I grew up. You wanted to know the connection between me and my mom. And you understood me and my sister were very, very close. Very close. Still are to this day. Because I was more like just as much of a parent to her as I was a sister. And so you were very interested in that dynamic. And so when you would call, you'd also check to see how my sister was.
Yeah, absolutely. Once I realized that dynamic, I made sure to really embrace that because I realized that was part of who you are. And so that was very important. So it's sort of one of those things to where, despite the fact of how different we were, we still found that ability to connect, to really come together, and I think even being so opposite, it still attracted us together.
Now,
What?
speaking of that, we got to talk about a red flag.
Oh, okay. Here we go. A red flag. Where? Okay. Yeah, I want to hear this. What?
Okay, do you remember? Okay, let's talk about hospitality.
Oh,
so
Lord.
I grew up, okay, so my family was all military and church going. So what do? We're very open. We're very much like, hey, we want to serve you. We want to be able to be like open to you. And that wasn't necessarily something that you did at all.
Now, that is correct. Okay, so this is one of the big glaring opposites, all right? So you guys were very hospitable, right? Hospitality. I didn't grow up like that. It's not that we were mean or rude folk. It was more like, hey, everybody's family, so we don't have to serve you. You come and get it yourself. Bring you water. Why would I do that? No. Hey, if you're thirsty, go get it. But see, it was a perception. See, I didn't realize that. You was being very accommodating and stuff like that. And yeah, when I went to her house, she was very accommodating. She brought me water, maybe Kool-Aid, did everything. She came to my house, I went and got myself something to drink, and she just sat there. It wasn't because I was a bad guy.
Terrible.
Well, hey, I didn't
You'd
know.
come to my house and I would offer him. I'm like, would you like something to drink? Did you want this? It was I'd go
great.
to his house. He would just go and get himself something to drink and sit down. And I'm like, well, can I have something to drink?
Yeah,
And he's
absolutely.
like,
Go get it. But see, it's different now. I've learned, hey, I want everybody to understand I'm not the same person. I've learned. But back then, I didn't know.
And so this is
Yes.
why we ended up writing the book.
That's right. Reaching for your marriage.
Reach for your marriage is how this book came about, because we started realizing that there's all types of situations and things that happen, and we definitely have a story that's quite interesting. And that's one of the things we're going to be talking about on this podcast, not just with us, but with other people. We're going to be exploring things with singles as well. We've got some singles that's going to be on this podcast. We've got some people that are dating, have been married, have been dating for a long time. Then we've got people that have just gotten married, and those that have been married for a while. So I hope you got your seatbelt on, because this is going to be a good ride. And just like today, when we start talking, it gets kind of interesting, and it gets us really thinking, and juices flowing. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then also, I also want to put it to you like this, as far as foundational about just this podcast and just some of the stuff that we're doing in general. Something that my wife and I that we talked about, and that's very near and dear to us, is the word reach.
Yes.
And exactly what does reach stand for?
Ready?
Yes.
Raise expectations and create hope.
And that's what it's all about. And that's what we're all about.
And that's what we want to do for you. We want you to raise expectation and
Create
hope.